Hi everyone, my name is Bex and I am the owner of Honey Honey, and today I have Will Solly with me from the amazing Solly Surfboards. Will is probably one of my favourite people to work with, surf with, and apart from being just the frothiest, most beautiful surfer that you'll meet, he's also an incredible surf instructor and incredibly talented, I'm going to say artist of all things, but also surfboard shaping in particular. So thanks for being here.
Great, thank you.
Before we launch in, I'm just going to quickly acknowledge the country that we both live, surf, play on, work on. So we are working on the Wadawurrung lands. They're the traditional custodians of this land. So I just want to pay my respects to the elders past, present and emerging. I said you're one of my favourite people to surf with and to work with. A large part of the reason why is because surfing is something for you, it seems to me, like that is so central and kind of key to your life. Like you live and breathe it in the most real way. Like you're so embodied with everything that you do. How do you keep it so central to your life, or what is it about it that brings you in every single time and keeps you going out? Because you've lived here your whole life, right? Like you know these.
Living on the coast, I guess living on the coast just makes you always stay connected with the ocean and stuff. And I've always surfed pretty much most of my life, and I think like I'm addicted. I guess I think once you start surfing, you get addicted, and it's hard to stop, kind of thing. I think like I go to sleep, I'm thinking about what the surf's doing tomorrow. I wake up and I'm thinking about what it's doing today, kind of thing. It's like the first thing on my mind. So it's pretty central around my life, I guess. And I just really enjoy it. I don't know.
I mean, what better reason is there to do anything than just because it's the most fun thing in the world?
Exactly.
So I think the reason that I say that you're one of my favorites is because when you surf, when you teach, there's a real lightness to how you do it. Like it's always really playful and kind of like experimental, and just there's no seriousness to you. Like you're always, I feel like I've heard at least 3 or 4 people say to you that you're the happiest surfer they've ever met, and I feel like you must get that all the time.
I get that lots, but I think it's also because when I surf, I hold my mouth in a weird way. I think it's like sort of focusing, but it looks like I'm smiling, and I think lots of people like think I'm just having the most fun, which I am, but I just hold my mouth in a weird way, I think, as well.
So like resting smile face.
Yeah, pretty much. I think I just just enjoy it so much that it just looks like I'm having so much fun, I guess.
You do always look like you're having the most fun. I think the reason that's so special to me in particular is because a lot of people, when they surf, like there's a lot of pressure that either I certainly feel when I paddle out into certain lineups, say like Bells, or even sometimes with the wrong people at Drano's down here in Torquay. Sometimes when I paddle out, there's this real kind of sense of intimidation, or like they're watching to see what I'm doing, to see whether they can get away with like snaking me and cutting me off, or like whatever it is. And you don't have any of that at all, ever. You're just like, when I surf with you, because you're a far better surfer than I am, but I always feel so welcome when I surf with you, and that playfulness and that like experimentalness. Like I never feel like I can't come and surf with you. Like I don't feel like any of that pressure. So how do you do you have a surf philosophy, or is there something that's key to you that keeps that kind of fun?
I guess just having fun, like that's my surf philosophy, I guess. Just try to like have as much fun as I can. I don't try to take it serious at all. Like surfing for me is just going out, having fun, meeting friends and that sort of stuff. I try not to like take it too serious that I have to land a trick or I have to go and get this amount of waves in a surf. It's all about just trying to have fun. Like I don't know, just muck around. Yeah, I think lots of people take surfing like so seriously, and it's really like makes everyone around you feel a bit like not as good. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
If
absolutely.
you're having fun, the people around you will have fun and stuff like that. So that's why I kind of try to have a bit of fun and get people to share waves and stuff like that, because it just makes it a whole lot more fun.
It just makes it so much more relaxed, hey?
Yeah, exactly.
Just like,
Yeah.
With that, because you, like we said, you grew up here, and there is a huge kind of culture of competitiveness, not just in surfing here, because we do have some of the best waves in the world. We have probably some of the best surfers in the world in the area as well. So there's that competitiveness there. We've got all the board riders clubs, and there's also a huge culture of like the surf lifesaving clubs and the competitions that they do and everything as well.
Yep.
So there's all that competitiveness, and then there's also that competitiveness, like you mentioned, with yourself, of trying to land the trick or trying to do whatever it is. How have you navigated that? Because that is such a big cultural thing for us. Like, how do you just completely ignore it when it comes through, or do you did you ever buy into it a bit and feel around? Or
so I started off with surf lifesaving when I was young, because my family's always done it and stuff like that. But I quit sort of because I hated the competition sort of side of it. Really didn't like trying to compete to see who can go around the can the fastest sort of thing. So I said, no, I'm never doing competition. And I was so against competition. I was like, oh, I hate it. Like, it just ruins the fun of surfing. It makes you feel like you're training and stuff like that. But then maybe last year or the year before, I started doing some longboarding comps. I was sort of not wanting to do it at the start. Then I was like, oh, I might just go try it. And that was so much fun. But I just don't think of it as a comp when I do them. I think of it like you get to surf perfect waves with 3 other people out in the water, and I just don't think about the scores, don't think about other surfers. You just try to have fun. That's what I kind of do with competition, I guess.
Amazing. And you win said competitions, don't you?
I've had a couple of times, maybe. not heaps.
But some, for sure. Yeah, that's amazing. How do you keep surfing fun and fresh for you then? Like, because like you said, you've been doing this for, your whole life. How is it new?
So I think, just the best way to keep surfing fun is to just try different boards, try different things. Like, I try to surf pretty much every day if I can. So even if the surf's bad, I'll try a different board to complement that type of surf. Like, I, as a surfboard shaper, if I didn't have a surfboard, I'd just make one that I don't have. So I've got a lot of boards, and it's good because I can swap them around, and I can try this board with different fins, or I can try all different equipment. And I feel like that's the best way to change it up and make it so it's not stagnant, and you don't just repetitiveness of surfing doesn't get too repetitive, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's actually so clever as well. So
I think also as well, like I try not to surf the same spot every day, no matter what the conditions. I try to change it up. So I go, try different spots out, or drive down the coast a little bit, try to find different waves. Yeah, change it up.
Do you know this? Sorry. There's 2 things that I really love about that. The first one, like, one of the reasons that I think you're probably one of the best surfers that I know is for the reason that we could throw you in any wave with any board or on any board, and you could kind of make it work. And so it's just so interesting to hear you say that, because that's probably why you have the ability to do that.
Yeah.
The other side that I really love about that is, again, that willingness to play on different boards and to let the conditions kind of alter what you're doing, because, again, it's such a big thing. And I know as an instructor you would have seen this so much, just like I have, where people are like, I want the smallest board. No matter like what the conditions are doing, what their ability level is, they're just like, I want the smallest one.
Yeah.
That's what the pros ride, and I'm a pro, and that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And it's such a fight to get people to just even like go on a
Go away from
slightly
it.
longer board. Yeah.
Yeah. I find that as well. I definitely recommend like, yeah, try as many boards as you can if you're like learning. And even what I do is I'll be out on the surf and I'll just swap with my friends, like constantly try different boards, give them a shot on my board, that sort of stuff. Like it improves your surfing so much more if you're trying different things. Like if you're sticking to the one board, like obviously you'll get good, but I feel like you'll get to like a spot on that board and you'll be like, oh, I'm good at this board, but you can't really get any better.
Yeah.
And when you go and try a different board and then go back to that board, I feel like you'll get better because you'll find out what the other boards are doing and then you'll be able to work out how to improve it on that board, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, that's how I kind of work, I guess. I try heaps of different boards. So like, if it's small, I'll go on a long board. If it's big, I'll go on my bigger board, like shorter boards and stuff like that. So just change it up, and yeah, I find that's the best way to keep it. I guess keep it exciting and fresh.
That's fun. Oh, yeah. I love that answer. As I mentioned, that you work as an instructor as well, you teach people how to surf. Beyond the mechanics of, the safety stuff, the how to pop up, all that sort of stuff, if there was a core message that you could kind of put into the heart of every surfer and let them take that, what would it be?
Well, I said this 1,000 times already, but just have fun, really. Like, it's all about having fun. I think surfing, people take it too seriously and then they lose like the fun of it. And I think, it's all about just trying to have fun, and change it up, like as I was saying as well. I think there are two main things I think, most important, I'd say. Yeah. I feel like people fight for the waves, or they try to like intimidate other people, and it gets really like not a good vibe. I think surfing's all about just having fun, and if you're having fun, everyone's else having fun, and if you're not having fun, maybe you shouldn't be surfing. Like,
Get out.
Exactly.
I had a feeling that would be your answer. And I echo that so much even in my own experience. Like, I go in and out of putting a lot of pressure on myself, especially when I became a surf instructor. I put all this pressure on how I was then surfing, because I was like, I have to be good, like I have to do all this thing, and it lost a lot of fun for me. And also my surfing just went really downhill. Like, I got so shit as soon as I started doing that. And it was that rediscovery of letting it be fun and just like whatever it wants to be on the day that has allowed me to kind of find my flow with it again. So
definitely
that.
I agree, for sure. I think if you put too much pressure on it, it'll definitely lose its fun, and it won't be as enjoyable for you.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of your shaping, so you have 1,000 artistic endeavors that you're actually incredibly talented at, which is amazing, and like the tiniest little bit frustrating, because it seems that anything that you do so well. With your surfing and surfboard shaping, they obviously impact each other so much, and there's a lot of like crossover between the two. How did you get into surfboard shaping, or what was which one came first? Was it surfing, I assume?
Yeah. So I think I've always been creative. Like, I think, because I think that would have come first, the creative side. But then obviously, surfing since really young. And then when I was about 15, I started making surfboards. Made my first board. But like I made hand planes for body surfing before that, when I was like maybe 12 or 13. And you can probably see a couple up there. They're for body surfing, and use them as like a little surfboard on your hand. And I started making them, and that sort of taught me the basics of how to use fiberglass, make surfboard-like objects, and woodworking skills and all that. So I think that was a good start. And then I got into surfboard making, I think. So I'd say I was into surfing, and that sort of influenced me into making surfboards, I guess. I think once I started surfing and that sort of fell in love with it, I guess. Then everything I do with art is to do with surfing now, pretty much. Like, I make surfboards and animations that are all about surfing, and I know all my art, like drawings and paintings and all that stuff, is all surfing related, I guess.
Which is so cool.
Yeah.
I still have this really vivid memory of you drawing an insane picture of a lineup in about 30 seconds flat with like rolling waves and surfing and stuff like that at a staff function. And I remember just being like, what is he doing? He's scribbling, and all of a sudden it just came to life as this incredible picture. And I was just like, whoa, how did he do that?
I used to just do that in my, like, when I was sitting in class, just doodles in my book, waves, like dream lineups and stuff like that, I guess.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was absolutely a dream lineup. And what do you think is like the best and most interesting thing that you take from your surfboard shaping that comes into your surfing? Like, what's the biggest thing that you've learned that's helped, I guess?
Oh, I don't know. It's a hard one. I think, it's helped me. I guess like just like fiddling with little things. Like at the moment, I've been working with like making surfboard fins, and like it's big. Yeah, I've been doing lots of that, like making heaps of fins and experimenting. I think that's the most interesting thing. Like doing slight adjustments, like maybe making the fin a little bit smaller, a little bit thinner, or changing the shape, changing the flex of it, all of those sort of things.
Yeah.
I can feel them now when I'm surfing, and I think that's the best. That's what I'm really loving, like being able to notice those little tiny details when I surf, and just like like designing and like improving my like fins that I'm making and stuff is really cool. I think it's just super interesting, like to think about like the water dynamics of the fin and how it all works, as well as like getting in the water and actually trying it out and refining them and finding what's best for me, I guess. Yeah,
that's so cool.
I don't know, if that answers the question, but that's what I find most interesting, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. And it's a really special thing for you to get to do, because there are, a handful of surfboard shapers in the area, and you and I both know a few, but there's not many people that make their own fins in particular.
Yeah, exactly. I think lots of fins are imported from overseas, so it's kind of cool just to make my own and like muck around with them, try different things. Yeah.
You've made some cool ones. Like I've seen pictures of like two I don't actually know what they're called, but like
I've been experimenting with some different shapes, like twin tip ones. I don't know. You got like 2 tips on the end of them, and they're pretty crazy, but I'm liking them.
Which is the main thing, hey? Is there like a special board or design that you've made that really stands out to you, that you've been like, oh, that was something really special?
I would say I've got 2 special boards mainly. My first one would be pretty special, even though it's a really crap, but I got it for like a blank for Christmas, and we just went at it with a saw and everything, like not the way you'd make a surfboard at all, and came up with this like surfboard. It's pretty bad. It's got really square rails, and it's not a really good surfboard, but it surfs all right. But I'm going to keep that for life for sure, because it's crap, but it's so good. And I think, I'll keep that one. And the other board I think that I cherish the most is my flex tail board that I made. It's a long board, and the whole tail is just like, comes down to just fiberglass. Yeah. And I just think that board's just so cool, because when I was making it, I was like, this is such a wacky idea. It's not going to work, but I'll give it a shot. And it works really, really good. So it's like my favorite board. Just because it looks so crazy and it surfs so well. So yeah.
Amazing. I'll have to get you to send me some photos and stuff so I can edit them in for everyone to see what we're talking about.
I can definitely do that.
You, apart from creating all these incredible boards for yourself, probably I reckon half the people that I know also have one of your boards. Getting close to. You've been very in demand for your shaping skills, especially over coronavirus lockdown and ISO and things like that. I know you've been busy.
Yeah.
How does it feel for you shaping boards for other people versus this kind of experimental play side that you do for yourself?
Yeah, I think making boards for other people is a lot harder, I think, because you're trying to meet their needs and trying to make a board for them. So I do find it a lot trickier to make other boards, but yeah, I think it's also really satisfying when they come back to you and they go, oh, this is a good board, or they give you tips and stuff like that, how to improve or all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So like I find that's more rewarding, making boards for other people. But yeah, I think making boards myself is what I enjoy most because it's just so experimental and I can do whatever I want. Yeah, and I don't have to think about how other people are going to feel about the boards, if that makes sense.
Yes.
But yeah, like I think with the boards that I make for myself are really experimental, and they're not. If I was to go and give it to someone, they'd probably be like, "What is this?" But yeah, like making boards for other people is like awesome. I love it. But yeah, I do love making boards myself, I think.
That's fair.
Yeah, they're so different. Like, yeah, it's such a different feeling making a board for yourself over someone else, or yeah, definitely. Like, I think making boards for other people is really cool because you have to think about so many different factors. Whereas like making something for myself, I just know what I want and I just go at it, I guess, and make it. I don't know if that answered your question really.
Yeah,
but
it does. Yeah. What sort of info, like if someone's coming to get a board from you, what's the kind of ideal info that they could give you? Like there's, is it got to do with their ability level or where they're surfing, or what sort of questions do you ask someone when they come and they're like, hey Will, like I want a surfboard?
Yeah. Yeah, right. So I would pretty much ask like what they want to get out of surfing, or how they want to surf. So do they want to be an aggressive power surfer that is able to do aerials and I don't know, all that sort of stuff, like a high performance surfer? Or do you want to be someone who can surf a longboard and just cruisy and just go out and have fun and cruise around sort of thing? So that's like the first thing I'd ask, I guess.
Yeah.
Just because it depends on if you want to be more performance-y or more like traditional, like slower, cruisier surfer. And then I guess, I'd just like recommend like trying a few other boards. Like, I don't know. I think like if you will, because I've been making a lot of longboards at the moment. So there's like a more traditional side of a longboard, or there's a more high performance-y sort of longboard. And I think like just see what people want how they want to surf, and then like try to go with that and try to help them get to where they want to be surfing, I guess.
That's super fair. And apart from your surfboards and everything, you also have the heaps of other stuff that you do through Solly Surfboards. Like you've got shirts, which I'm wearing one of. I don't know. I'll have to move it down because you've designed all this, right? Like you do this. I know that's good in the camera.
You go up a little bit, maybe. There you go. Yeah.
I'll pop you down. And you've got beautiful merchandise that goes with it, and you've got a new t-shirt design I saw like a couple of days ago that you've released as well.
Yeah. Just they're pretty much all the little drawings and stuff I do, I just turn them into t-shirts, I guess. Yeah. Eventually, and just sell a couple. It's nothing too crazy, but they're just little bits of when I'm drawing and I'm mucking around, I'll just whack them on a t-shirt and see how they go. Yeah.
That's fair. And also stubby holders as well. I've seen those floating around.
I did a couple of stubby holders.
Yeah.
And, that's a couple. Just when I do my designs, just chuck them on stuff and see. I've done a couple on my surfboards and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's fair. Are the boards in behind you? Are they ones you've designed?
No, this one up here is like a 1970s kneeboard.
Yeah.
Oh, that one I did make there. It's in a cover though. I can show you my first board if you want.
Yeah, bring it out. That'd be cool.
This is my very first board.
Yeah, nice. Beautiful.
You can see it's like pretty square rails and stuff. But yeah, that was my first one, the twin fin. I called it the fish finger, and if you can see, they've got like a on the fingers. Yeah,
That's amazing.
The very first board that I made. Yeah, I've got them everywhere throughout my house because I don't have enough room in the shed anymore.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's sort of scattered everywhere.
That's cool. And it looks like that had like lots of volume on it as well. So
Yeah.
nice and floaty.
Super thick, yeah. Really, really thick.
Oh, that's cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna I'll stop asking questions because I feel like we could do this all day. But thank you so much for jumping on and chatting with us.
No worries.
For all those beautiful
Enjoyed
insights. And for everyone watching this, you can go and check out Will's work. So he is at Solly Surfboards. Is there an underscore? No, it's just one.
I think there is. I think so.
Yeah, Solly underscore Surfboards. I'll link it in. I'll write it in on Instagram, or you can check out his personal account, which is at Will Solly as well. But thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure chatting with you.
Yeah, it's great. Thank you so much.